Souls, Battletoads, Super Meat Boy, Mega Man 9, Cuphead, Get Good.
Nah. Analysis machine.
Is there something wrong?
Yeah, I'm just not feeling it. Let's take it from the top. For real this time.
Initiating do-over.
The first time I fought Ravenbeak, I got wrecked. And when I tell you this guy dragged me, I mean that literally. I got dragged across the floor and the wall. I got curb stomped. I had my visor caved in. And he put his hand all the way through me. He was on a completely different level. It was like he could anticipate and counter my every move. As I stood at the game over screen, I was honestly shocked. Was I actually supposed to win that fight? Now, don't go labeling me as a masochist or anything, but although staring at that game over screen was jarring in the moment, it was actually really cool. My name is D Reaper, and I like playing difficult games. And before this video is over, you're gonna hear why I think you should play them too. Now, I know the word difficult is subjective. What's difficult for me may not be difficult for you. For example, for me, getting through Hollow Knight's Path of Pain was a nightmare, but I cruised through most of Nier Automata. Maybe your experience was similar. Maybe it was the complete opposite. The important thing is you know what difficult means for you. And it's important to keep that context as we move forward. So think about the most difficult game that you've beaten. What stood out the most? Was it a boss? A level? A puzzle? What made it so challenging or memorable? While you chew on that, let's get back to our opening example. The sixth time I fought Ravenbeak, I made it to the second stage. I honestly thought the fight was over, but was horrified to learn he was only just now starting to get serious. I was down to my last energy tank, and in a few seconds, I was dead. They didn't even give me a checkpoint. I had to start the whole fight from the beginning. The 10th time I fought Ravenbeak, I made it to the second stage, with minimal damage. I was in top 4. I thought this would be the one. But, lo and behold, he still had more tricks up his sleeve. And in another minute, I'm blown to pieces, and bumped back to the start of the fight. But now, instead of staring stunned at the game over screen, I'm jumping in for another round. If you've ever been here before, have you ever wondered what's going on exactly? Even as blown away as I was in the first fight, this guy was clearly way stronger than I initially thought. But here I am, going in for another round with confidence that this time will be the one that I beat him. But this boss isn't getting weaker, the jumps aren't getting closer, the traps aren't getting slower. You're getting stronger. When you're backed into a corner or pushed past your limits, you're left with two options. You can give up or evolve. If you have ego, that desire to win no matter what, it forces you to change, to adapt, to improve, to get better, to, dare I say, get good. And this transformation occurs at an incredibly rapid pace.
No, that day will never come when I do not strive to be better than I was yesterday! Better than I was an hour ago! Better than I was a minute ago!
It might seem far-fetched to think about, but the same section of the fight that seemed impossible 30 minutes ago seems somewhat easy now. Nelson Mandela once said, "Everything seems impossible till it's done." And that's something that's relevant both in gaming and IRL. When you choose to stand up just one more time in the face of a daunting challenge, that's when you see what you're really made of.
The power comes in response to a need, not a desire. You have to create that need.
Sometimes gamers get a bad rap, with a lot of stereotypes describing us as angry or childish, but I believe a lot of gamers, especially those that internalize this message, are some of the most patient, resilient, and adaptable people around. When you've trained your mind to adapt to challenges as a means of self-improvement, you'll be hard-pressed to find a challenge too arduous to overcome. Shout out to Therm's live stream of Hollow Knight. I think this was a fantastic example. Watching Therm get curb stomped by a boss, then come back to defeat it in the same 1 or 2 hour stream is a great example of how quickly you can shatter the roof of your perceived skill ceiling. And I'll have the analysis machine leave a link to that right about here. An hour into fighting Ravenbeak, the script had completely flipped. I could anticipate and counter his every move, and when he was finally defeated, I realized I'd almost completed a hitless run on the final boss. What seemed almost impossible an hour ago had become easy. It kind of makes you wonder how much more we can accomplish when we push ourselves and choose to bounce back after taking an L. So let's sum up what Reaper's getting at here. Am I saying if you're not setting all your games to maniac difficulty, then you're not playing them right? Of course not. Remember, people have different thresholds of difficulty. What I am saying is a lot of times we're capable of a lot more than we realize, and sometimes it takes a little pressure to activate that ego you lack. So if you normally play on easy difficulty, try normal out for a change. If normal's your go-to, why not see what hard's like, and so on. Who knows? You just might be a lot better than you think. But I'm curious to know your stories. Have any of you ever had an experience while playing a difficult game where you're surprised by your own accelerated evolution? Tell us about it in the comment section. I look forward to reading about it. And with that, it's time to bring this video to a close. My name is D Reaper, and I'm a YouTuber for fun. Today's challenge, kick it up a notch. Good luck, and I'll see you all in the next one.